I want to come back real quick to, you said you told these stories and you're like, well, I don't know what founders can take from that. I actually do think, if you look at all the big tech companies today, perhaps with the exception of Google, they did all start, and understanding this now about you, by addressing developers, planning to build a platform and tools for developers. All of them. Apple,
not
Microsoft.
Amazon.
Well, I guess
with
AWS, that's how AWS started. So I think that actually is a lesson to your point of that won't guarantee success by any means,
right?
But that'll get you hanging around a tree if the apple falls.
Yeah. As many good ideas as we have, you don't have all the world's good ideas. And the benefit of having developers is you get to see a lot of good ideas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, as we start to drift toward the end here, we spent a lot of time on the past, and I want to think about the future a little bit. I'm sure you spend a lot of time on this, being on the cutting edge of AI. We're moving into an era where the productivity that software can accomplish when a person is using software can massively amplify the impact and the value that they're creating, which has to be amazing for humanity in the long run. In the short term, it's going to be inevitably bumpy as we sort of figure out what that means. What do you think some of the solutions are as AI gets more and more powerful and better at accelerating productivity for all the displaced jobs that are going to come from it?
Well, first of all, we have to keep AI safe. And there's a couple of different areas of AI safety that's really important. Obviously, in robotics and self-driving car, there's a whole field of AI safety, and we've dedicated ourselves to functional safety and active safety and all kinds of different areas of safety. When to apply human in the loop, when is it okay for human not to be in the loop? How do you get to a point where increasingly human doesn't have to be in the loop, but human largely in the loop?
Yeah.
In the case of information safety, obviously bias, false information, and appreciating the rights of artists and creators, that whole area deserves a lot of attention. And you've seen some of the work that we've done. Instead of scraping the internet, we partnered with Getty and Shutterstock to create commercially fair way of applying artificial intelligence, generative AI.
Yep.
In the area of large language models and the future of increasingly greater agency AI, clearly the answer is, for as long as it's sensible, and I think it's going to be sensible for a long time, is human in the loop. The ability for an AI to self-learn and improve and change out in the wild in a digital form should be avoided. And we should collect data, we should carry the data, we should train the model, we should test the model, validate the model before we release it out in the wild again. So human is in the loop.
Yep.
There are a lot of different industries that have already demonstrated how to build systems that are safe and good for humanity. And obviously the way autopilot works for a plane and two-pilot system and then air traffic control and redundancy and diversity and all of the basic philosophies of designing safe systems apply as well in self-driving cars and so on and so forth. And so I think there's a lot of models of creating safe AI, and I think we need to apply them. With respect to automation, my feeling is that, and we'll see, but it is more likely that AI is going to create more jobs and in the near term.